And there we are.
Can you hear the dog next door barking?
I only said I have to put the audio up, but I doubt I can do that.
Oh, yeah. Anyway, look at my phone too.
So anyway.
Okay. Thank you for joining us this evening at
Yeah.
the Velveteen Lounge Kitchen. We
Little
thought we would
dry.
try something a little different this evening, and we're coming to you from this new conversation corner of our dining room. This is where we had our Christmas tree for 4 months, actually.
Yeah. It's taking up a fair amount of space.
First it was the Halloween tree, then it was the Thanksgiving tree, then it became the Christmas tree, then it became the January. 4 months later, it's up in the attic, and we have our little corner back, so we thought we'd turn it into a conversation corner.
Yeah, absolutely. We had the chair. We had this little table here, which is actually a Whitco
Bar stool.
Bar stool. That's what it
Yes.
is. I was about to say bench, but it's only a single. It's a bar stool. That had been turned into a table when we bought it. It was a fairly, not crude job necessarily. It was a good job, but it was not that respectful a job. So we eventually took all the base and the topper off and just left to the bar stool, give them a topper, add a lamp, boom, there you go. Looks
We
kind of
didn't
cool.
have the cushion for the top,
Yeah.
so because it didn't come with it. So.
Didn't go with it. So there you have it. We have one viewer on YouTube. Hello.
Hello.
I don't see any comments, so I guess that's an anonymous sort of a thing.
Thank you for joining us.
But thank you for joining us.
Anyone on Facebook?
Let's take a look and see what's happening there. I don't see anybody
You have
yet.
to look at the top.
I'm
What
looking.
does it say? Oh well, whatever.
Yeah, nobody yet.
Anyway.
Also checking quality because we're still testing things out here. 1080, it's looking pretty good.
Okay, good. Well, here,
I like
cheers.
it. Yeah, I don't mind if I do. What are we toasting in these vessels, that is?
All right. Well, first of all, what are we making? Paul made these drinks right before we went
Yeah.
live. So what
Well,
are we
this,
drinking?
okay, how's that?
I would say it's Mai Tai-esque.
You know, it is. In fact, both are a little Mai Tai-esque, yours more than mine. Here's the scoop. This little Miss Velveteen over here decided to get some specialty glassware from Trader Vic's.
Yes.
Trader Vic Central actually has some Valentine's glasses this season. Look at that.
They're very cute.
It's a little hard to see on
Let's see
there,
what
but
it-
it actually says
all right.
Happy Valentine's
Yeah, there
Day
you go. You can
around
see.
the top.
It says Happy Valentine's Day.
And it's got a lot of heart patterns, like just kicking
And
around.
then
And of
Trader
course,
Vic's.
Trader Vic's.
And it's
Oh,
got
wow.
the hearts and the
Pretty
Tapa
fun.
pattern. So that's super cute. And
Yes.
we've got two.
Variation on the standard Vic's double old fashioned with the tap-up pattern, which is usually printed in white on Vic's. And if there's any sort of commemorative glasses, like 50th anniversary of Vic's here,
Well-
that kind of thing, they'll do a specialty glass.
We got
So-
some for Halloween too. They
Yes.
did a Halloween glass. It was also
remember?
very cool. So
You probably remember that from a former live episode. But these are, and they're also printed in this pink. It's very dear. I like it. So I said, if we're going to do that, I could spend a lot of time thinking about what to make, or I could just go to the Trader Vic's drink book and make a couple of Trader Vic's drinks, which I did. So you and your glass have a specialty thing hanging off the glass, which may indicate to you what's in there.
well, I don't think it. Oh, maybe a potted parrot.
Bingo.
I was gonna say I don't think it's a jungle bird. So potted parrot. Oh, I'm trying to turn the guys. So you
As
can
much
see
as
him.
the
Okay, there we
parrot
go.
is in fact a jungle bird,
There we go.
it's not a jungle bird.
Now
This
you
is
can
a
see
potted
him.
parrot.
There we go.
And it's a potted parrot, I guess, because after you have a few of these, you're kind of potted. He's a little back heavy, so he's going to spin around
Yeah,
on
he
you.
wants to spin around, but
Kind of a drag that way, but whatever.
we'll force him to face you.
He was a premium at one point, and it's big fun. If you order a potted parrot at Vic's, apparently you get this little fella to take home. Isn't that great?
Turn him like that so you can see
Yep.
him.
Essentially, the potted parrot, if you look at it carefully, is not much more than a Mai Tai with silver rum. I actually used amber because that's what we had.
Because we didn't have any silver rum.
I'm not going to stand on a ceremony there. But silver rum and the addition of 2 ounces of orange juice. Now that, as a matter of fact, sounds like a lot of Mai Tais. You might get some places, but it's a variation. Vic actually made it, and it's potted parrot.
All right.
This little guy is a similar sort of combination of booze and juice that dates from WW2, when Vic's was a popular destination in around Oakland in the San Francisco
it
Bay
is.
Area, and came up with a whole bunch of drinks to honor all the aviators who were stopping by
I
for
knew
like a
this
little
QB
water.
cooler.
This, as a matter of fact, is not a QB. I
What are you
decided to
having?
go for something I haven't made in a long time, a PB2I2.
Okay.
Yeah. That's
All right.
And you think, what the hell is that all about? That was actually a designation for a flying boat. There was the Gremlin, There was the B17. I think these are all large drinks, and this one is a single serving size, which is a flying boat kind of thing. So it's it's booze and juice. It's good.
All right, let me allow me.
Don't think I tried that. Here's Jack Blackstone is watching us on the YouTube. Hey, Jack.
Hello.
Also,
thank you for
Autumn.
joining us.
Autumn.
Hi.
Autumn says, "I've been watching you all for years and love your channel. Thank you. Thank you for tuning in."
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's so nice. I appreciate that.
And Jack says, "I so dig y'all's style." Well, thank you for tuning in tonight.
I appreciate that.
We're just doing something impromptu, so obviously you were just like breezing by and I got a notification, and I'm glad you're here because we're trying out a lot of new systems here. We have a completely new setup. Yeah. If you've seen other videos here, we've never decorated this corner to do a sort of conversation corner, which kind of looks perfect for interviews. Maybe that'll be a feature now going on.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Let's see what happens.
I could interview people. My little mic.
We also just shot about
So anyway, Paul.
4 videos. Yes?
How do you feel about being interviewed on the Velveteen Lounge Kitchen?
I deny everything. Oh, wait. It's not that kind of interview. We just finished shooting about 4 videos, and I just had some salty soup, so I'm like actually very dry. So I'm going to...
Just guzzle that right down.
Yeah, and have another perhaps, but I think we're in for the evening, so I'm going to swap off. We're broadcasting on 2 different platforms here.
Yes, so exciting.
Yep. So I just want to check to see if anything's happening on. Here we go. We've got Dina,
Hi.
we've got Marie,
Hello.
and Liz. Hello
Thank you
to
for
all
us.
of you. And Liz says it says 18. Oh, what says 18?
What says 18?
Oh, I don't know. Actually, I'm not playing anymore. Let me play this again. Here we go.
No.
Mine says 17. Maybe that's the number of viewers. Do we have 17 viewers already? Only 4 of them are, only 3, in fact, of them are commenting.
All right. Well, thank you for being here, whether or not you comment.
Thank you all.
So we had an idea. We created this little conversation corner, and it's largely out of either thrift store stuff or stuff we inherited. Mm-hmm. So let's see, like this lamp came from thrift store. The lamp shade came from the thrift store, but we covered it with fabric.
Yeah, that was you.
The
base here,
bar stool that we turned into a table came from a thrift store.
It's a little hard to see in this lighting. I'm taking a look in the playback here. This is actually a piece of Whitco. I think it's the only one we have in the house right now.
Yeah.
Somebody actually...
We don't have the money for Whitco. But
oh boy, it has become a thing. I got to tell
we
you.
admire it from afar.
For about the past 20 years, it's a thing. It used to be not that much of a thing. But this turned up in our town, and somebody noted to us, "Hey, do you live in Middletown?" And so I was like, "Oh yeah." And there's a store, and it has this thing.
It has a Whitco table. We're like, what?
So she went and checked it out. Bought the table.
Yeah.
There you go.
Which was really a bar stool. This one had turned into a table. But anyway.
It's a bar stool. It's supposed to have a cushion on the top, and you're supposed to have a set of 4 of them and go in front of your
But we went and
bar.
bought this is a floor tile, because we needed something to actually be a tabletop.
Go on the top of that.
So anyway.
So a piece of like fairly inexpensive ceramic like fits on the top of this. It's pervious.
And I think it was
everything.
Like $4 or something.
It might have been about $2.50. I don't remember exactly. It's
and then
much.
The chairs belong to your mother.
Yes, she picked these up probably from a yard sale. She was an inveterate yard sailor, and she got great deals back in the day.
And
so
then this was. But anyway. So like that's
a friend got these to us for a good price.
Oh no, we bought those at Daddy Cat's in Dayton.
In Dayton, Ohio.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact.
Yeah.
This was an item that I think came from Florida. Was that at a Hukilau a long time ago, perhaps?
Yeah.
The bamboo. You can see that.
Oh,
back there in the corner, which is concealing some wires. That's a great thing to do with a piece of split bamboo. That because somebody bought that from the fire sale at New Tiki in Massachusetts. Lenox, maybe?
No.
It was something like this.
No.
And this is going back to about 2008. The place held on until the second Northeast Tiki Tour, and then gave out because like the guy yanked the lease on it. So it was like, and it was such a shame because their food had gotten really good. Their drinks had suddenly come right up to speed. The service got better. And then they yanked the chain. I got to tell you, it just makes you take off your hat and hang your head because it's such a shame when a place just nails it shut. Whatever.
That was a big drag.
It was a big drag. And it was a long time ago, and we still have the bamboo, so I gotta tell you, we remember New Tiki.
I know,
So.
and it's great at hiding cords.
And it's great hunting gourds, you know. And
But this is our little thrift store conversation corner. But I only mention it because we just created this conversation corner.
Mm-hmm.
But we did go to the thrift store today, and
as a matter of fact,
it was sort of. It
okay.
wasn't great. It wasn't great, but we found a
We've done
couple
these
of
things
things.
for a very long time. I've certainly been going to thrift-oriented places like yard sales since I was a young teenager. It used to bore me to death, and then I got into records, and then, wait a minute.
Suddenly it was really interesting.
Back in the day, you could find a lot of stuff for really good prices. I'm not going to go into that right now, but there are some good stories. And we listen to them all the time. And this is the great thing about stuff like that. Like records, you can just listen to.
Yeah.
Oh, aren't you afraid you're going to wear them out? By the time it wears out, I think I'm going to be gone.
Really?
So I'm not too concerned.
People really say that to you?
People will say things
Or
like
are you
this.
afraid you're going to wear them out?
What am I playing this on?
No.
Like a steel needle? No.
It's not made out of paper.
It's like, seriously, it's a pretty flexible piece of
paper.
plastic, you know? Does it sound as good as a CD? I'm not getting into that argument right here, you know?
Oh, why not?
We play this
Do you
sort
need
of...
another drink to get into that argument?
We play all sorts of things on that system in there, which is actually largely thrifted items.
Hearing that can detect the
Minute differences.
subtle, minute differences in, like, if it's not crackly or horrible, I don't think it's good.
Honestly, like I play some records that are pretty bad, and I think I got to get a better copy of that. And at the end of the day, all records are going to crack a little.
And if it sounds like, yeah, I want a better
But-
copy, but
In a sort of like average listening system, and I really tried to put together a system that would do several things. It actually has 5.0, no subs. I don't need subwoofers because I got big woofers in those speakers over there. Those speakers were $5. I can say that right now. Best I've ever spent on audio. They sound fantastic. And, I'm playing CDs, DVDs, LPs, open roll tapes, cassette tapes, 8-track tapes. Everything sounds great. The 8s, they're a little worse for wear after 45 years. But sometimes they sound perfectly good, That's the thing. I really can't tell a huge difference between like a really good LP and a well-made CD, honestly. And like I can listen critically, etc., play it. So I'm not going to be one of those guys who like, you have to do this, you have to do that, whatever. We listen to a lot of things off of here that are streaming audio. That can be dicey, but
I was about to
fine.
say, I think the only way I would know a difference is if I heard crackles, like I could tell it was vinyl.
Tell it was a record.
Yeah, but
if it was streaming and it started to stutter on you, if it's a cassette and it's like it sounded really dull, things like that.
although I find CDs have way more skips than records. I mean,
That'll tell you something.
we went through a period where so many CDs were skipping. It's like, what the, yeah.
You think it's not supposed to do that?
No, it's not supposed to do that.
It's also basically an obsolete format, so there you go.
So anyway,
Hi to Bill Horn, because
Hi.
he's just joined us. Hi there.
so
On the YouTubes.
anyone else?
I'm checking it over here,
Okay.
and we have, Bam,
Hi.
over on the Facebook, and Mike, and Ed, and
Hello.
I guess that's it. Bam says he loves 8-tracks.
Oh,
And
so
they're cheap.
So to see.
They should be cheap because it's a long gone format. It was a great format around 1968, and subsequently really bad things happened to the format. They got really cheap and really bad. But like at the time when RCA was making them to be a very high standard, it was very viable. It was supposed to sound not as good as open roll tape, but it was supposed to sound good. And I've got a lot of tapes from that period that sound great. Sound really great.
So have you seen the movie, and how old is this, like 20 years? Have you seen the movie So Wrong They're Right?
So I'm going to write dates to 1994, which would make it 26
26 years? Oh my God. Well,
The 8-track movie.
I know I just dated myself. But anyway, the movie's So Wrong They're Right. If you're into 8-track tapes and you haven't seen that movie, I highly recommend it. You gotta see it.
The guy who used to publish 8-track Mind fanzine from the 1990s. I used to pick these things up. That was really a different head. It really was. And it was a really great magazine. I bust them out from time to time. Like, there's some really funny stuff going on here.
Oh, yeah.
And subsequently, crazy stuff happened. Subsequently, eBay happened, and the internet happened, and all this junk happened. And it just went crazy, and people do really stupid things these days, like pay a lot of money for, like, quadraphonic 8-tracks. That's just insane. But, you know something? When you find them, they should be cheap. They should be really, really cheap, because every single tape you buy needs to be repaired. Everyone. It needs to be repaired virtually the same way, and then it will probably play fine. And if you're going to go to that kind of effort, that's like buying a beater car for big bucks. If you're going to put like a new transmission in the thing and like tune up the engine and new tires and all this kind of stuff, it should be cheap. I'm just saying.
Oh, yeah.
That's the comparison right there. It should be really cheap because it's a project car. Every truck is a project.
I just kept thinking last summer we went to a yard sale, speaking of thrifting, we went to a yard sale and there was this case of 8-tracks, and I'm generally down on buying 8-tracks.
You would not let them in the house.
Because I'm like, really, do we need more 8-tracks?
Generally speaking, do we need more 8s?
We've only got about 4,000 records up in the attic and lots of other stuff too. So do we really need... But then like, I started thinking about the case, and it was a kind of cool case.
It's kind of a cool case.
And so we went back the next day, and I was like, if the case isn't there anymore, it's fine. But
then that's
and
fake.
Of course it's full of 8-tracks.
And it's still there.
But I bought it, and I was like, oh, I'll clean it up, and I'll decorate with it. I haven't touched it since it came in the door. We did find it. It was still there.
But it's still there. It's still waiting for
Maybe
you.
I'll clean it up tonight.
Among the tapes that was in there was...
Maybe after we're done here.
Elton John's
scrub it down.
first album on a UK 8-track tape. Wow. Empty Sky. Kind of a classic. We just saw the Elton John movie, the
Rocket
not
Man.
the Rocket Man, which is actually a dramatization of his life. Takes a few liberties, but generally speaking, hits a lot of the high points. I thought it was enjoyable. So it's an awards contender. That's why we saw it. If you're looking for things to see that might be of high quality, I would say you should have some fun with that one. Yeah.
I don't know if it's up for any Oscars. It was up for SAG Awards,
It was up
which
for
is
SAG
why I got
Awards.
to watch it.
Yep.
But
If it's not for the Academies, oh well, you know, that's kind of life. All the award shows do
Maybe.
different things. I thought that the ensemble in that actually did very good work. They represented the music very well. And that's very important. Because the same director, but the prior year made the Queen movie, which you
it's
saw.
not the same director.
It's the same director.
It is?
Yeah. Same guy.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
It's the guy. Yeah. You like the Queen movie, and I think you might have liked that better
Bohemian
than
Rhapsody.
Yeah.
The Queen movie.
Yeah.
Bohemian
Yeah, it's a Queen
Rhapsody.
movie.
Yeah. I didn't know it was the same director.
Yeah, same
Are
guy.
you sure?
Yeah.
Positive?
It's the same guy. Hello, Tom.
Hi.
He actually is working up the cocktails before dinner. Used a new gin that buzzed his head off. Wow, what's the proof on that? Yeah.
I'm interested.
Bam is also noting great cable management stuff. You know, split bamboo is a great
Yeah.
idea in your corners if you have a tropical theme going on because, well, you just put it in, it fits, boom, done. If in your tiki room, everything should be bamboo.
So anyway, okay, so the only thing I found today, and I really debated buying it because it's not vintage, it's just a costume thingy, but it's a little bowling alley / diner waitressy thing that says rock and bowl. And it says it on the back too. But I kind of liked that it had a little tie in the back so you could pull it to be fitted.
Yeah.
But I thought,
That's
you know, for the costume closet, and it was half price, so I got it for $4.
You go, hello.
That's what I found
And
today. Costume closet.
That's the kind of thing. A couple of comments here. Bill's didn't notice we're on YouTube as well. Much better coloring and image than Facebook.
Oh,
really?
Okay.
Okay.
Good to know.
Maybe one of these platforms has it slightly more on the ball than the other.
Yes.
I think we're both at 1080 image quality in both platforms. I can't tell. Sometimes I look
Right.
at the stuff on a regular broadcast and it just looks horrible, just so bad.
Although sometimes it's whatever your computer defaults to.
And
I
your
think.
computer will default one way or the other.
Yeah.
If you're ever watching and you say, "Wow, that looks terrible," check your resolution. Can you choose it?
Yeah.
You might make it forced to do something higher because like 360 is really terrible.
Go to the gear.
720 at least, 1080 if you can do it. And like if your Wi-Fi is very dicey, I'm sorry, ours really comes and goes. It's kind of a drag.
Ours is no great shakes.
But do the best you can, you know. I'm glad you're watching. I'm glad you're watching if it looks like whatever, you know.
Yeah.
Brother. And Bill's noting about 2,500 and maybe 116s. You got 16 RPM records?
Wow.
Wow, okay.
Oh my gosh.
His wife's dad played tuba in the 20s. Whoa.
Wow.
Hello to Lisa.
Hi.
Autumn has to leave us. We'll see you in no time. Adam found an excellent... now there's a real thrift maniac there.
Yeah. Oh.
Found an excellent wool car club coat the other day. Black with green piping with any bob.
Wow.
That's
fun.
That sounds like something you want to take to like a football game.
Yeah. I'm sure someone named Bob would pay a lot of money for that.
You know, should. Just saying. The Rock and Roll is in New Orleans. Oh, interesting.
Oh. Okay.
We have two people saying this.
All right, well, I've got a shirt from it for $4.
Fred says it's a fun place. Tom says that we look good on Facebook on this 32-inch monitor.
Oh.
Oh, boy. I hope we look good. That's a lot of resolution.
I'm just like, oh, boy.
Oh, wow.
I know. People say, like, I watch you on an 80-inch screen. I'm like, oh, no.
That may not be your best bet.
Maybe your phone. I don't know.
Well, we're still working with this new setup here. I think this is a lot of fun.
I'm enjoying. I'm liking sitting.
I love the conversation corner. I love the fact
I'm enjoying sitting. For
all of this stuff was like cheap or thrifted. We had a comment, and I hope that it hasn't left yet. Are these wood pieces monkey pot? I don't know.
I think they are. I honestly think they are.
They are a hardwood.
Yeah.
And from the looks of it, it's very likely to be something like that, but I can't tell for sure.
Yeah.
So
I mean, we got them at a really good store where he sources things well.
It's sort of a classic bit of carving. I know that these were sold somewhere. They're probably from like the Philippines, for instance. I would not doubt that at all.
A lot of pod.
Well, what is done. So
I'm going to say yes.
I will specifically say until tested. I don't know, but they're high quality pieces. They were the sort of things that were sold to be your wall decorations in your tropical bar at home. That's the idea.
Yep.
And Joby is saying, we've got a bowling alley here in New Orleans called Rock and Roll. I wonder if it's related. I think that your compatriots just basically confirmed.
I hope so. I'm so glad I bought it. I really debated. Not because I didn't like it, but because I just thought, like, well, what am I going to do with this? And I was like, for the costume closet. And then it was half price, so.
Done. Now.
I'm standing by that purchase.
I always look for records at the Thrift, and I'm usually disappointed because our local is not getting great stuff. But we found two good things today. For one, the Mills Brothers, Yellowbird.
I found that one.
You did find you. Such great things as the Merry Christmas album, which I highly recommend. That is a great Christmas record, definitely. And they did some re-recordings of their greatest hits on Dot. You can find those definitely. And I would say, like, I would always recommend the Mills Brothers. They're fun. Like in the early 30s, they were doing like 3-part harmony and doing all the instruments on voice. It's one of those types of groups, and they're really like crazy good.
We found that Hawaiian record of theirs recently.
That's Mills Brothers Great Hawaiian Hits. We found that in Arizona.
Oh, there it is. Yeah. Oh, I see it now. Yeah,
worth your time. Great Hawaiian Hits. But Yellowbird, I thought, well, that's sort of a tropical.
And it has a yellow bird on it. They went specific.
They were very specific on that. I'm listening, and the selection on this are really cool. And they do a couple of songs that are really just rock and roll arrangements. I got to think this is about 1959 that this was released, maybe 1960. And it's just, I don't think it does. It's a great record. It's a lot of fun. Great selections. I will listen to anything from these guys. It's like if they put a record out that look something like this, I
don't
think
see a year.
this is going to be good for your hi-fi, and you should be able to find it for a good price.
I just love all the titles. Yellow Bird. You can't be true, dear. Oh, Mama. Take me along. Te quiero. Get a job.
Get a job. And that
Get a job.
That Get a Job is the Silhouettes Get a Job. They do a version of that. It's really kind of good.
Well, what else? Okay.
Yeah, but definitely.
I prematurely put it down, but that was just side one. Highways are happy ways. I miss you so. Beaver. I found $1 million baby. I got you. Lullaby and ragtime. It's no Get a Job, but
It's the classics. It's not all exotic kind of stuff. You want to pick up the Great Hawaiian Hits. That one is
that's a
straight all the
good
way
one.
through.
Yeah, but this is a good one too.
It's a good
I have
record.
to say, I'm enjoying it.
I kind of think that like any one of these things you could pick up on Dot in the period, you'd be very happy with it.
Yes.
You'd be great on your.
Yeah.
If you have vintage hi-fi, if you have a new hi-fi, no problem. You'd be. They do great selections, and it's just these awesome 3-part harmonies. I love these guys.
Yeah.
So definitely. And Jack has checked IMDb. Director Rocketman was a producer of Bohemian Rhapsody, but didn't direct it. Thank you for the correction. I could have sworn that I heard, but it was not. He's involved, you know.
It's hard to have big movies like that back to back if you're a director. That's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work.
That's a lot of work.
You could go pretty nutty.
Yeah.
And, it's entirely possible. Hello, Major Mayhem.
Hello.
Good to see you up on the YouTubes.
Hey.
We're broadcasting to 2 locations tonight. You can choose Facebook or YouTube as you choose.
Facebook.
It has become a little easier for us, and I think that the visual quality is very nice. I kind of like this a lot.
We're working on these things. Trust me.
Yeah, we really are. Trying to make this look good for you. We also found in our travels.
Oh yeah, he found another record.
And I'll tell you a number of things about this. First of all, Shell's Wonderful World of Music. Here we go.
And you know what shell he means.
We're talking gasoline here. This is a petroleum company. This is one of those records released in the 60s that you probably bought when you went for a tune-up or you went to the gas station for a fill-up. And it probably cost you like $2 or like a buck or something.
That's volume 3, by the way.
And as a matter of fact, it's volume 3. There's 2 more of those out there that I got to find, right? Label is Longines Symphonette. Longines was a watch company which, starting in the 30s, started to sponsor a radio show.
Like the Longines Symphonette. It doesn't rest.
Yeah, I know. It never rests. The Longines Symphonette was one of those, like, 1,000 strings orchestras. And what was the deal back in the 30s was that this sounded really great on AM radio. So that's what they did. Well, they continued that for years. And then eventually, into like the 1950s, they start making records. And they realized very early on that we're just going to press our own records. And they did that into the 70s. They made a ton of records. And they sold them all direct
I see them all the
sales. You had to like do mail order on these things. And as a matter of fact, they're all really high quality vinyl and good pressings. They look like slush. But if you like the music, they're really kind of nice. They're pretty deluxe pressings. So sometimes it's just accordion music. You don't care about it.
Oh my gosh, look
and
at
sometimes
this.
it's like really great.
This is so cute.
It's a
Look at
gatefold
that.
cover with a ton of like information
Oh my gosh,
inside.
it has like, okay, where did the use of Christmas seals originate? Gift giving at Christmas time. They're like little paragraphs about all of this. Here we go, a wassailing. Who was Santa Claus? Why did children hang up a stocking on Christmas Eve? And there's the section, electric candles. How did kissing under the mistletoe originate? Why are mince pie and plum pudding traditional Christmas desserts? Where did Xmas come from? Mm-hmm. Where did the Christmas tree come from?
I could answer a number of those questions, as a matter of fact, but we'll just let the Longines tell you, you know.
Okay, where did Xmas come from? I feel like we should be doing this at Xmas, but it's not, so.
But here we are.
But we found the record in February.
In February, which is exactly as icy and cold and clammy as Xmas, so what the hell?
Xmas, an abbreviated form of Christmas, represents the Greek letter But
Kai.
Kai. Yeah, Kai. Usually translates into English and pronounced as K. Has come into common use in this era of shortcuts. Noel from the French means birthday, or it may be derived from a word meaning news. In either case, the reference is to the birthday of Christ or to the news of this momentous event.
And there you go. Xmas.
There you go.
The early Christians, I'm not going to go into a lot
Early
of...
Christians.
Early Christians, no, I didn't say that. The early Christians...
This makes me think of Mary Tyler Moore.
Yeah.
Was it like Rhoda and Hanukkah?
Hanukkah, yeah.
Anyway, never mind.
Well,
Mary Tyler Moore.
the initial, consonant of Hanukkah is in fact Hanukkah because in Hebrew, early Christians, in fact, are working with a Greek letter because that was what was really driving the early church. It was an underground church, and they had to disguise what they were doing, and they had to come up with symbols. So you have a lot of abbreviations and things like that. So all that Christ stuff gets abbreviated as Kai. And there you go.
All right. Well,
and that's as religious as I'm going to get on a general purpose program, but that's information. I'm not trying to convert you. Do whatever the hell you want.
Why do we burn a Yule log? But anyway, I was going to read electric candles.
Yeah,
first.
why don't you?
Electric candles. A child set a candle on the Christmas tree of Ralph E. Morris, a telephone man in Cambridge, Massachusetts. Fortunately, Morris was able to smother the flame and save the child from injury.
Yep. And the
Shaken
house.
by this incident, however, he vowed that candles would never again be used on a tree in his home. During the next year, he worked on an idea. Evening after evening, he soldered tiny telephone switchboard lamps to a pair of wires. The result, the first electric lights for a Christmas tree, an idea that made holidays safer for everyone. We can thank Ralph E. Morris.
It's great that they put that, and the fact is, I bet that's entirely true.
But this is just a font of information.
That's just
it
all
really
this stuff
is.
coming to you from your Shell station, which probably sold this to you for about $1 at the time. If I had to put a date on it, I'd say 1968 maybe, that kind of thing. We have a question here from Joby is saying...
Sorry, I'm reading all this weird
His
stuff.
wife is intrigued by the pins on my hat. Any details?
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, super fun.
Maybe you should take off your hat and share your things.
Well, could you name a few things on here? Because I could probably describe
Okay, well
things.
that's Hams. That's the Hams Beer Bear.
Hams Beer Bear, which you can probably get that yourself up on various internet sources if you choose to find it. I don't think that's a very rare pin or anything, but it's fun.
The Trader Vic's Suffering Bastard.
Yes.
And the Trader Vic's Coconut Mug and the Drums of Koo. Those are all Trader Vic's. They're from Trader Vic's, and they're all Trader Vic's drinks.
You can go to Trader Vic's online and find a lot of enamel pins available. And she picked them out, and I thought these were all awesome, so I threw them on the hat. I love enamel pins. They're on there because I happen to be an enamel pin collector from a long time ago. And I started to find a lot of things that really fit the whole theme and the idea of what we're doing. So that made sense.
Valentine beer.
Well, Valentine, which I think it's a fairly recent pin because it's a Valentine IPA pin. Valentine was apparently the first American IPA around 1885, if I'm not mistaken. That goes way back. When Valentine was becoming a national brand, and it became a really dominant national brand for about the next maybe 50 years. Yeah.
What else I see? Desert Soul Club.
Oh, yeah. That's Lee Joseph, who actually operates the label Dionysus, where you can find all sorts of fantastic reissues and original material. Really great stuff that's in a surf exotic vein.
The Laissez-Fairs.
Oh, yes, we know them from Las Vegas.
Tarantino's NYC, another fabulous band.
Fabulous band, local. Does a great combination of surf, blaxploitation, and sort of like biker movie themes. They're a lot of fun.
Vampira.
Yes, picked up a Vampira from somebody.
Yeah.
He was a horror host in the 50s. Fishbone I put on because we saw them a couple years ago, and they were unbelievable.
Oh, yeah. It was a great show.
I liked them going a long time ago. Yeah. What's on the other side of here?
Oh, Clement.
Oh, yes, Coleman rum.
You got a turnaround. What else do I see? Oh, Sapporo.
Yes.
Sapporo.
Hello, a little
From
shout out
Flip.
to Sapporo. Yeah.
I see a Negroni pin, Grand Marnier. A lot of booze on
That's
that
all.
hat.
You don't say. That's all part of the same family, and we have a good connection there. And has been. And I said, "Oh, they're going right on the hat because I love all those products." Marnier, I think belongs in every household. It's your choice what orange liqueur you want to use. I haven't liked Marnier a lot, and the
Sapporo's on there.
Sapporo is fantastic Japanese beer. Kudos to them. They have pretty good penetration in the U.S. market, and they of course come in a really big steel can, which is a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's always fun. When someone says, "Would you like a can of beer?" and they hand you a big old can.
Hello, but definitely. And do we have a Negroni pin or a
I don't remember what that is. Oh, there's a Campari on there.
Campari pin? That's what it is.
No, but there's one that's a cocktail too.
Yeah.
That's why I thought that was a Negroni.
I think the cocktail is an Aperol Spritz. As a matter of fact,
all right, maybe it's not.
which is
same
a classic.
same parent company.
It's a classic. It's a big fun.
Same parent company,
Yeah.
but yeah, there's a Campari pen on there.
And we do have we do have something that refers to the Negroni, and that's one of my favorites. That's a great thing to have. I tend to modify the formula a little bit. If you want to know what I do, send me a PM. We'll go from there. But yeah, it's a collection that kind of is sort of. I remember somebody at one point saying, "Is that sort of like a roadmap to where you've been?" And I said, "Yeah, kind of, actually, because we've been to a number of places and seen a number of reps and all that, and this kind of traces the thing." In this little
We went to the New York Cocktail
we do.
Expo in August, and everyone had enamel pins there.
Yeah.
It was sort of an enamel pin bonanza, which was great.
But definitely. Oh, Casey says mint condition for the 60s. Yeah, actually, that he's probably referring to the Shell record right here. The condition on this is excellent. It's not mint, but it's pretty damn good. And I got to say, with a Longines pressing, you could withstand a little damage and be okay. They're made better.
You can stand a little damage.
They're made Betty. I said they're made Betty. They're made better, but definitely.
Betty.
Now, Tom saw Fishbone in college. Yeah, I saw them a few times in college.
Yeah. It was great. They still got it. Yeah. Sort of.
Yeah, probably.
Sort of.
Actually, I can admit to that, but definitely. So, just switching between platforms. You have your choice tonight. I think they both look equally good. I've been kind of checking them both out. I've been trying to check the comments to see what's what. I'm still working on a PB2I2 in a Trader Vic Happy Valentine's Day glass. And you're still working on
Potted Parrot.
The Potted
but
Parrot.
It gets low.
Things?
We have leftover bubbles.
Maybe I'll be right back.
All right, you want to...
Pass it to you.
Wait, I'm not done.
Oh.
Give me back.
Jeez.
I'm almost done.
Yeah.
But, oh my gosh. Oh, so here, I got the comments. Okay. Now I got to go to YouTube. Oh. I'm sorry, I'm catching up here.
Oh, please.
Okay. All right. Okay, I think I'm caught up. All right.
Good.
Up.
Oh,
wait. Oh, I thought I lost the comments. We're still getting used to. We're trying a lot of stuff. I'm enjoying this seating area, though. This is a lot of fun. It's really fun when in your house you get to try something completely new because you see things differently. I don't normally ever sit on this side of the room, so I don't see what's over there. And it's kind of fun. So our Christmas tree was here starting early October because we had the Halloween tree. And then after Halloween, we turned it into the Thanksgiving tree. Then it became the Christmas tree. Then it became the January tree. And then in February, we put it away because that's just nuts. But we do have a Valentine's Day tree, which you could probably sort of, can you see it? You can almost see it right there. It's just a little pink tree. You should show it before Valentine's Day. Oh, Sandra, hello. Thank you. Sandra likes the pillows. Oh, thank you. All right, I finished my drink. I made him feel guilty, like he was taking it out of my hands like I was a little baby and he was stealing my lollipop.
Baby's on fire.
The Thanksgiving tree was a rotisserie turkey, Gene says. Yeah, kind of. And,
Might have been.
and I loved that about it. Oh, I was going to give you my glass, but... So if you were just joining us, I'm loving these glasses we got from Trader Vic's. They're Happy Valentine's Day Mai Tai glasses. They say Happy Valentine's Day. And they have the Tappa pattern from Trader Vic's, but they have little hearts worked into it. So I thought that was cute. So, what's everyone doing this weekend? We've been... Oh, here we go. Okay. Will this be a regular Saturday event? Bill is asking.
I don't know.
I think, yeah, more or less. You know, I would say a weekend event. I would like to do a regular thrift store event, but I'm really, really lazy about getting to the thrift stores.
They're not that good.
I'm not that great about it. I have friends who are really good about waking up early in the morning and they get to the yard sales and the thrift stores and I'm like, I don't know. but I think that probably sitting over here in our little corner might be a regular event. So we need to work on that. So, oh, see you later, Tom.
Fire.
Yep,
Glad
Tom had to roll.
Yeah.
Okay, so Paul is making. Oh, you can see the Valentine's tree. It's right over there. Okay, that's our Valentine's Day tree. It's a pink. It was our TV tree for Christmas. We had a TV themed tree, and we have ornaments from Laverne and Shirley and a lot of classic shows. But after Christmas, we took all that off and turned it into the Valentine's Day tree. So it's got another week in it. Oh, all right. The Valentine's Day glasses have to go.
Yep. Be right back, folks.
All right. He'll be back with a little something else. So, all right. Oh, Pat, we're missing you too. Yeah, we're missing you too. That's all I'll say right now. Crazy. Oh, it says, oh, you'd love to see our thrift. Yeah.
That really depends on the weekend. But, you know, somewhere
This
around
is going to be really
6 is
loud.
probably
Get
good.
ready for it. Can you hear that? He's making trays. I don't know if they saw that. Wait a minute. Did we get lost here?
Oh.
Oh, tell us on YouTube if we lost. Did you lose us on YouTube? Let us know.
YouTube keeps conking out on us. It's not a big deal.
Oh my gosh, is YouTube conking out on us? Let us, if you're on YouTube, let us know if you're still here, please, because it looks like it froze up on us. All right, if you're here on YouTube, please let us know because it looked like it froze up on us for a second. But oh, okay, Angela says we're here. Thank you, I appreciate that. It seemed like it kind of I don't know. You know, live video. What can you say? What can you say?
What can you say? It's a crapshoot.
What can you say? Oh, okay. Joby loves our little table. Okay, so this table is actually a Whitco bar stool. Whitco is a company that made a lot of thank you.
Hello.
A lot of tiki stuff, but also just
I do.
a lot of like, I don't know, rustic or
Oh, that's good.
oh, okay, I gotta try it actually.
Oh, that's good.
Oh, that is good.
I like that a lot. This is actually, I have to say, I kind of innovated a new creation here.
All right.
I got to figure out what I'm calling
We'll hear
it,
about that
but-
after the table.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, Jack says it's still here, but it's okay. Yeah, Major Mayhem reloaded and it's better. Okay, good to know. Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you. Sometimes you just have to restart. You know.
I don't know,
It
but
happens.
it was cycling on YouTube. I don't think it did on Facebook, but we'll see. But anyway, this table is actually a bar stool from back in the day, and when I bought it, the people had turned it into a table, and it had this big
rectangular table on the top
yeah,
of it.
like I was gonna say plywood.
I'm trying to
Like
think
I
of,
think it was like stained.
what was it? Yeah, it was a
It
plywood
was like
table.
stained
I seem to
plywood.
recall, was the top circular or was the bottom circular?
It had a circular base that they had put
Yep.
on it, and it had like the top was rectangular, and it was huge and awful.
It was a reasonable piece of ply with some pretty good molding around
But
it.
the base
And
was
it
still
was all
good.
it was all
you know.
urethane and all that. It was well done. I just thought, why did you do that to a piece of Whitco? So that went. It took me some. I had to buy new tools to get the screws out of there because that's life with ancient
But
hardware.
we took it. Yeah, but it started life as a Whitco bar stool, and Whitco is a company that made a lot of tiki stuff back in the like the Elvis Jungle Room is
It's
a
all
lot of
Whitco.
Whitco. And you
Apparently.
could go down to like the department store and buy a bunch of your tiki stuff, and it would be Whitco.
Back in the day, apparently there was a store in Memphis that had this stuff.
Yep.
And one day, E goes and he stops into this store and he's taking a look. I just lost a light. Wow.
No
And-
way. Can you,
And he actually.
I'm gonna wait and watch what happens
Ah.
on the broadcast. Oh no,
And
it
he
got
take-
really dark.
And he
It got
takes a
really
look
dark.
at what's in the store, and he's like, "I love all of this stuff." And like, he takes it home, and apparently his father was like, "This is the ugliest stuff I've ever seen."
But it's
So-
the jungle room.
But that's the jungle room. It's all Whitco.
We
Yeah,
gotta
well, fun
plug
with that.
in.
Let me see what I can
That's
do here,
horrible.
folks. Yep.
We just had a
Yeah.
light die.
They're both gonna die. Let's actually get to this.
I feel like I just charged those batteries yesterday, though. So I'm just saying, if it gets really dark in here, he's gonna plug us in. But I just charged those batteries.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, well,
we've been using these things for hours, so I'm
apparently.
not surprised if things conk out. I need to decombobulate all this business here. This is all
Oh
a mess.
boy! Don't mind us. Technical difficulties.
Yeah, we've been live for a while too.
I can tell you how long.
Yeah.
48 minutes.
How about that?
Yeah.
I wasn't sure who was going to watch. Who knew who was going to do what here?
Okay.
Oh boy.
Plug me in.
I will try.
Plug me in, Buttercup.
Yep. Now I need to get some
I was
extensions
going to say, now you need an extension cord.
properly. Hilarious, right?
I guess we weren't prepared for that.
Yeah.
Try to prepare for everything, but...
Yeah, you try.
Yeah.
You can't do everything simultaneously.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Oh, I just watched the light go out
There you go.
on live video.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Super humiliating. Call the lighting guy. Oh, Chen, I try to imagine what it's like to shop back in those days. I have often thought that if I could just go shopping back, I mean, we all have our years, but I feel like if I could go shopping back in about 1966, I would be so happy. And I know some of my friends are earlier, some of my friends are later, but I would say anytime from about 1965 to about 1974, I would be so happy to go shopping.
Sears. That's what you want. Sears.
Sears.
That's right.
Oh, here we go. Paul saves the day with extension cords.
This is going to pop out.
Boy, our
Ready?
lights are going to completely go. Oh!
There you go.
Our lights are. Oh, okay.
Yep.
All right.
Got to do that.
I can plug in my light.
Yep.
You can't just do them in the same extension cord?
Nope.
Why?
They don't fit.
It would fit.
They're going to go wonky.
I don't think it would go wonky. He says it would go wonky, but...
Yeah. There you
Oh,
go.
look, it came back on.
Yep. Hello. Power.
Good times.
What a concept. Power.
Hashtag creator problems. Oh, but it's... Look at that. It's flashing.
Little flicker. There you go.
Why is it flickering?
I'm going to shoot you myself. Here we go. This is our standard camera here. This is the Canon G10.
Why is it flashing?
We have our... Well, that's just life. It happens. I don't know.
Shouldn't be flashing, should it?
I don't know. It's not a big deal. This is our new microphone.
Maybe it's not a big deal. It's not your light. It's my light.
I'll stop talking. It doesn't matter.
No, I want to see the. I want
They're
to see
both
the camera,
flashing.
but it's quiet.
I don't know. I just plugged them in. That's all. Maybe they're stuttering because, you know.
Here, I'll go look. Oh, I love Major Mayhem's comment. All right, I gotta figure this out because, like, why is this flashing?
Yeah. Oh, Bill's house was built in 1932. Always have lighting problems. If you unplug that, you lose light, by the way. Just saying.
If what?
If you unplug that, the light's going to go
I'm
out.
not gonna unplug it.
Yeah.
I just want to know, is it because it got down to 0?
It got very low.
It has it as 0.
Yeah. Now, Bill's saying their house was built in 1932. Always lighting problems. Old wires, non-polarized, like electricity. Right. A lot of your taps inside the house probably are reversed polarity, which is not great practice. In fact, it's terrible. A lot of the wiring in our house was hooked up to everything. All the lights were hooked up to the refrigerator, etc. It's not.
It's a wonder it didn't
good.
burn down.
When we first got the house, our insurance company said, you need to upgrade to 100 amps or you don't get insurance. So we said, well, we'll do that in about 10 days,
They
which
gave
we
us
did.
they gave us 44 days. Not 45. 44 days to upgrade.
I think we did it in 24 days, like when we could get an electrician. Electrician said, oh yeah, sure, pulled out the ancient fuse box, put it in like a current breaker box, and gave us 100 amps. I'm like, well, we are running a lot of power for a lot of things, so please.
So the light is strobing, but I think that is because it had run down to 0 on batteries.
It's kind of freaking out. Well, are the batteries still in it? Did I pop them or no?
Let me check.
See what's on.
Pop the batteries out.
Take them out. Bang. There you go.
Oh, and it stopped strobing.
No, you're good.
All right.
Okay. Bill, bedroom is in a massive extension cords. and Mayhem says, it's not a bad flicker.
Oh, that's... Yeah. It's all right. We got rid of the batteries, so.
Our bedroom is also massive extension cords. But Mayhem wants to see the camera. Okay. So here's here's the scope.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Big secrets.
Sorry, we that's
Velveteen secrets.
But
okay.
it was the light on my side. You notice he didn't care because it wasn't the light on his side.
It was strobing, but
my
I thought
light's
it was
fine. But anyway.
It was strobing. Jeez, the grief I get. This is a Canon HFG10. This dates back to about 2012 when we bought this camera, I think. Yes, going back away. It's long since gone. I think the current model that you can buy is the G20, but it might be the G30. This is basically a compact 1080p camera. And the great thing about this is it looks like nothing, but it shoots high def. So if you're going into a situation where you need to shoot some video, and you'd like to get some pretty good stuff, and you're afraid, well, somebody's going to like give me grief because it looks like a real video camera. This looks like a camcorder. It looks like a nothing.
You just look like you're on vacation.
You're like, oh, hey, you put on your Aloha shirt, but like, I'm just shooting some pictures of the wife. And meantime, you're getting like Led Zeppelin over there in high def. So this would be like, it's the ultimate bootleg machine, ultimately. You can just take all this. But at the end of the day, people are taking that with their phones. This just gives you a lot more versatility. It's got a great actual zoom lens, not just digital zoom. It has an excellent microphone, but we augment that with a lavalier mic and a radio mic back.
Hi, Johnny.
And it has very good manual controls and very good color controls. You can do great things with this. So I've been very happy with this for several years. And the fact is, it packs. You could put this in your carry-on if you have to travel somewhere. You're not checking this sort of thing. So that's pretty happy. Can you get better machines? Absolutely. Canon makes some fantastic, really professional quality cameras out there that have professional mic inputs and all that kind of thing. Different equipment does different things. If you need to do that kind of thing, you'll be very happy. Currently, we're broadcasting via a completely different kind of camera, and I'm pretty happy with it for its purpose because this is streaming video. So there you go. Any other questions? Just send them in the comments. We'll figure it out.
So Bill says, our home was remodeled about 10 years ago, and we lost outlets, but we went from fuses to breakers and 1080 amp. 120 amp.
Oh, yeah. We have 100 amps in this house,
Yeah, well, I got that.
which is adequate for us, although we also did have to get 220 volts installed for the dryer. And I think, yeah, that's a good idea.
And Angela says, we went on a treasure pick last month. 14 lava lamps plugged into a single power strip. Terrifying, but they were rescued and no one died. Oh, boy.
Well, listen. The thing about power that you need to understand is not voltage, because everything is on the same voltage in this country except for your range and your dryer.
Oh.
What you need to pay attention to is current.
Johnny,
And if you're exceeding the current capacity of the wiring that you're using, you're in trouble. And that's all you need
Johnny
to know.
says, that's such a chill little corner. I could drink a cocktail there for sure. Well, anytime you want to come by, you are welcome.
If you feel like I'd like to visit the lounge, let us know.
Let us
And we can
know.
And that's at the end of the day. By the way, what the hell are we drinking anyway? This is really just a Mai Tai variation because we had 2 Mai Tai variations about half an hour ago, and I said I'm going to do another one to refill us, and I decided to do. I got to figure out what I'm calling this.
I decided to do. I forget.
Waiting patiently.
Frank?
This is the VL Sidecar Garita.
Oh, no wonder I liked it. I'm definitely getting the brandy.
Yeah. All this is a Trader Vic's Mai Tai. Regulation. Substitute half of the base liquor with brandy. Mix it up, shake it up, pour it. Top with bubbly. Your choice. We happen to use some pretty good local Cava or Prosecco. I forget what it was. And then I added some bitters because I always have bitters to these things. And that is brilliant. I love this.
I like the way you say regulation Mai Tai, except this change and that change. So it's not regulation.
You have to start with a good base, and then away you go.
That's funny.
If you're saying to yourself, "What's a regulation Mai Tai?" Drop it in the comments. Not a big deal.
Yep.
Pretty easy to figure out. You'll go to many places around the country and get a Mai Tai. It could taste like this. It could taste like that. All of your cocktailian type bars are going to give you exactly what you should get. If you go to New England, you get something called the New England Mai Tai, which is a little different. And if you go to some obscure corner of the States and there's sort of a Chinese joint that will actually serve cocktails, they might give you something kind of funny, and I would be interested to what that is.
Okay, so Major Mayhem says, what is the mic on your camera? We're using a Rode shotgun mic and been pretty happy with it.
We have a Rode shotgun mic, actually. I got from a good friend of mine for a very good price.
Hi, Sylvia.
And for specific uses,
Sylvia,
that's
hi.
what I use because that's a great, great microphone. And if I'm actually doing a shoot where I have to go like handheld, gun and run kind of stuff, the Rode is fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
The built-in mic on the Canon is good. It's not great. The Rode is better for that purpose. If we are shooting our regular episodes, we're especially switching. I stuck with Rode to Rode lavalier microphone. It's a wireless lav. We've been using that since we bought that in December, I guess. I started putting it into use.
We bought it probably like early January.
Maybe January.
We have probably had it a month.
We haven't been using it that long.
Yeah.
We had a different setup before.
Yeah.
We just set it up great, and I've been very happy with the Rode lav. The wireless lav is great, and I'm very happy with the lavalier sound because you can wire her up. We can be wherever, and I get good sound.
Yeah.
We haven't had problems with interference.
But we
and such
used
where
the
we go.
shotgun mic in yeah, we used the shotgun mic for our last home bar shoot, which Adam was here for a while. If you're still here, Adam, hi.
Yeah, hey.
Yeah, but yeah, we used the.
We did hook
that was
the
good.
shotgun up for that.
Yeah.
It was great. We've
Yeah.
used that for a particular live episode with 3 other channels, which was a lot of fun. And we needed to use an exterior microphone, and that was great.
Okay, so Bill says our local bubbly is Gallo Cooks. How is that?
Oh, Cooks.
Yeah,
Cooks,
I'm curious how that is.
I've had Cooks from time to time. I think it's a completely adequate bottle. It's probably the equal of the Trader Joe's, which is Blanc de Blanc, which is a French bubbly. It's not a champagne. It's not a Champagne region bubbly, but it is a French bubbly. And it's cheap. And honestly, it would be my house bubbly for most purposes because it's perfectly adequate. You want to go really fancy and bubbly? You can go crazy. Yeah. This stuff was actually made
Sylvia says, my sweetheart and I are pouring tonight at a brew fest. Well, have fun with that. That sounds great. I love a brew fest. I'm all about a brew fest.
5 years ago. I think it was a pretty good time.
That was a good time.
Yeah.
That was a good time.
That was a lot of fun time.
We went to a brew fest in Brooklyn, and
Beer Fest was like, oh.
We got home and we immediately fell asleep. I'll just put it that way.
You don't say. It's a lot of
fun.
things.
That was fun.
I gotta tell you. Our local bubbly is made by Brotherhood. It's the oldest continuous 1832, I believe. I think I saw that on the bottle. It is actually operated by monks, and they are doing this the same way they've done it for a long time.
Hence the Brotherhood label.
They've made white wine and they made red wine for a very long time. They got into bubbly and they've been making this. It is a rosé. I don't know if they call it champagne style. It's a sparkling one. Rosé sparkling wine.
Yeah, okay.
And I think
1839.
Oh, hello.
Brotherhood Winery in Washingtonville, New York, with its first commercial vintage produced in 1839. It is commonly acknowledged to be the oldest operating winery in the United States.
Go
Washingtonville.
There were certainly as hell older wineries in the Americas. They probably date to about the 1530s, but they're probably not continuously operated. And then when you get to the North Americas, Canada, and the States, various things happen with wine. Eventually that sort of thing stabilized in the 19th century, and then you had a huge Italian migration that came in, and the really intense things happened with wine production in the country. And that, in that period, was not acknowledged very well. It was considered sort of a secondary thing, but at the time they were making good wine. And it finally got acknowledged in the 1970s when these wines got good aplomb in the French wine ratings.
Yes.
So obviously the States makes great wines these days, but a lot of places do. Mexico makes great wines. Canada makes great wines.
We had good wine in Mexico.
Yeah,
that was great.
Great local wine in Mexico, no question. And great local brandy, because that's the tradition, no question. Yep.
Careful your. The only thing about I love these coasters, but when they get wet, your drinks stick to them.
A little sticky. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
So
struggle. It's real.
If anybody out there thinks the struggle is not real, I'm here to tell you the struggle.
It's real.
It's actually real.
It's real.
So, but thank you.
Ta-da!
Yeah, there we go.
Okay.
Let's watch your comments here.
To keep adjusting my pillow because the struggle.
8 p.m. Pacific time. That's entirely true. Yep.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. What's happening on the YouTubes?
I don't know if anything new is happening.
Where in Canada are the grapes grown? I know that they were grown.
I don't know.
If you go way back, like Newfoundland has grapes, and I think they're
really.
I think they're Concord grapes, actually. Because that area is what the Vikings called Vinland. When they actually traveled and they landed, and they basically landed in North America, they landed on Vinland. They called it Vinland because there were grapes. The grapes are probably Concord, and they'll make a very specific kind of wine. Normally that makes a wine that people don't consider to be very specific vintage or things like that, but it is a highly drunk wine, which it would be...
A highly drunk wine.
Yeah.
Wrap your mind around that.
Like Manischewitz made out of Concord grapes. So that's not the most vintage sort of thing out there, but there's a ton of wine sold under that brand. Oh, Bill Horn has a Canon XL2. We have an XL2 for sale right now. As a matter of fact. Well, maybe the interference on the last lav mic was horrible. Well, we haven't tried this one out in public yet.
Oh.
But the last mic we used had great reception in public situations, including some really terrible interference reception. So
The lav?
yeah, yeah,
Oh.
the Samsung did really well on that. So I got to think that the Rode's going to do pretty well. We're going to try that out and let you know.
It did okay.
Yeah.
Until, and it was old. It was old, so don't get me wrong, but it was so old that like it was starting to crackle at weird times. Like I would be editing something and I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
and I can't fix that, so we had to get rid of it. But it was really old. Like what year would you say that was from?
Probably 10 or 15 years at least.
See, I feel like in mic years, that's like put it down.
And like
it's just like, yeah, no.
You can always get a new piece of equipment. We just picked up these new microphones, not outrageously priced. I'm very happy with the quality and the price on the Rode wireless. So,
Yeah.
but definitely.
Yeah. And then we had a computer die in December, and now my phone isn't too healthy. So I don't know. I'm just thinking in electronics years, we have to measure these things in months because I'm not happy about my phone. It went from 50 to 0 in like 0 seconds.
Back in the day, we talked about dog years. Today, we talk about Apple and Microsoft years.
Flea years,
You know?
like I don't know.
Electronics.
What lives for a day? Gnats, fleas. Like
Yeah,
we
gnats
can't even talk
probably.
about dog years. We have to talk about
For a day.
like, gnat years for electronics.
It's
I'm
gross.
unhappy about my phone. Anyway,
Anyway.
that's just me. I'll have to create a cocktail for it.
Yeah, we could probably do that kind of thing.
So anyway, I think we made good thrift scores today. I did not realize my shirt was from an actual place.
Yeah. So we discovered like
Rock and Bowl.
There it is.
In New Orleans.
Nolan's.
I didn't
Wow.
realize that was a real place, but I have a shirt from
Nolan's,
it now.
like, essentially the original cocktail place in the United States, although there
Yeah.
are contenders, but been doing it for a very long time. So that's a lot of fun. That's good to hear. That means it's more of a uniform than a costume.
Couple of records.
A couple of records going on here. I will stand behind both of these. The Shell's
Good-
World of Music
good
on
purchases.
jeans.
Yeah.
I think that's great. I haven't even heard it, but I know that's going to be a great record. And the Mills Brothers on Yellowbird. Yellowbird on Dot.
The Mills Brothers on Yellowbird.
Oh, idiot. Mills Brothers on Dot. It's actually a good pressing, and I was very happy with listening to that.
I'm glad we bought it.
Yeah.
I think I had to nudge you a little.
Well, it's not mint, but I thought it was good enough.
Usually,
for
if
the
a
price.
record isn't perfect condition, he's like, "Oh, I'll
No.
pass." I'm like, "No, I think this might be good."
No. I'm not dealing with beat up records here.
He has a record washer.
gotta
Put it
be
through the
good.
record washer.
It's made by VPI. It's one of the top machines on the market, I gotta say. Worth your time.
Wash that record.
You gotta clean your records. You can do it for cheaper, but you're definitely gonna put some work into it. Okay.
Let's catch up.
Just checking comments here. Oh, likes the palm tree wall decorations from Mayhem. Yeah. Those are a lot of fun.
Ew.
A commenter said they might be monkey pod. I will say that's
I will
possibly
say-
the case.
I will say, yeah, I'm
It's
going
very
to
probably the
agree
case.
with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that it makes perfect sense.
They're certainly hardwood and they look an awful lot like monkeys.
Judging
so,
from the
would be in the same.
era.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you check Facebook too?
I'll check right now. There we go. Oh yeah, there's some comments in a while. So,
He's like whispering like you can't hear him.
Yeah.
All right. Is that it? Is it time to
I think we showed you some good
shove
things.
off?
We actually had 2 cocktails here tonight. One of them was the PB2I2. One of them was the Potted Parrot. Parrot's gone.
Actually, we had 3 cocktails
Yep.
because you made another one.
Oh, yes. Oh, it's 3. Yeah, there was the 2 originally.
Again, whispering like you can't hear
And
him.
the same 2 for the 3rd brand here. And these 2 are actually the... I'm trying to think what I called this. These...
Oh, that was the Mai Tai variation with the sidecar.
The sidecar tie.
Sidecar
Sidecar
tie
tie,
with
yeah.
bubbles.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Good idea, that. Recommend it. Any questions, let us know on the various channels. We're on 2 of them right now. Very happy with that. I think the quality is looking pretty good.
I hope so.
Let us know any issues, etc., etc., etc. But so great for you to join us tonight on 2 different channels. We're happy for that. We tried a ton of stuff today. You're going to see it next week on Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday we go live as usual. But
Thursday we'll go live with my birthday preview.
hello.
My birthday's not until Friday, but I don't mind getting the party started early.
You got to get the party started. But we're so happy to see you here tonight.
Yes, thank you for
Thanks for
dropping
joining
by.
us. And as always, we will see you
Soon. Night.